This is a cover for my Carolina skiff, 16-footer. I wanted to show you how I built my frame to put this cover on top of out of PVC tubing. This is a continuation of the video showing you the cover at first. What I opted on doing was, instead of a V at the top of this thing, I put a flat, and what that'll give you is it'll be a little more secure, and there's not that much flat area up there to collect rainwater or the elements. It'll reduce the size of the cover you're going to have. If you notice how I did that with 245 fittings with a section between it, and you can this is the front of the frame that I built for the cover on my boat. It's built out of PVC tubing, 3/4 inch thin wall. I was trying to remove as much of the weight as I could. My initial thought was to make this in one piece and be able to take it off. But you'll see later that I separated it in half and put some couplings in to secure the thing together. But the best way to do this, instead of putting a V at the top here, is to put a flat, approximately 10 to 12 inches, depending what your boat size is, and using 45-degree fittings to finish the top portion of this thing. The next portion of this video I'm going to show you is how I did the cross piece and a section down the bottom here using 5-way fittings. Ran the 3/4 inch tubing all the way across the boat so it lay on the gunnels, and then at the bottom of this one I put a little bit of a 4-inch section to keep the boat, or the frame, from moving back and forth, so it secures it on the boat. Noticed I used cross pieces for these sections between the vertical and the horizontal sections from one end to the other. These are approximately 30 to 32 inches apart from one to the other. I found that would be a reasonable amount of space between them to allow the cover to fit on without sagging. This is the corner piece, again a 3-way fitting with a 45-degree fitting going to the vertical section. Of course, these are all glued in after we had them all put together and fitted together right. I'll go down the side here to show you how this worked. Makes for a very stable platform. This is the upper portion. You notice the crosses. Crosses are a little more expensive, but it makes it a lot easier and a much cleaner looking job. Probably well worth the money, and this thing will last for a long time. My original intent was to have this whole frame in one piece. But unless you have a buddy to help you with it, it gets a little cumbersome because of the size. So what I opted on was to cut the frame basically in half and put these couplings in. Whenever I put it on the boat, just slide the tubing into the coupling, and then when I take it off, I can take the coupling off, or take the piece out of the coupling and split the boat so it can sit out when it's not in use. The next thing I did was separated the two sections from front to rear, and you notice where the splits in the couplings are at. So I used a total of 6 couplings, 3 on either side, to accomplish this. Now I have removed the frame sections off the boat. As you notice, it's in 2 sections. That allows you to easily remove the part from the boat without a lot of struggle. If you want to leave it together and have two people to put it together or take it off, you can do that. But I found this works pretty well, and it should travel pretty well on the trailer while it's under, not with cover on, but it's moving it back and forth to Florida where I go from Ohio. I'll give you some other shots of the frame while I'm at it. This is down on the ground. Basically, again, thin wall tubing to remove some of the weight. 3/4 inch. I thought about a 1/2 inch, but I think that was too flimsy. And if you want to lower the height of this frame on the trailer so it's easy to get at, you can also increase the dimension or the distance on this flat section on top and set it out, and that'll lower it, and you can come up with a better or less of a cover for it if you need to. So I think this is pretty self-explanatory how this was done. Here I reinstalled the rear section of the frame. Here I installed the front section on it. Notice the gap in there. I haven't put the connectors in, inserted the tubing into the connectors at this point. And here's the frames reconnected from front to back. Using these couplings. Another option you could use if you wanted to would be a threaded union here that accepts it from both sides, and then you could take it on and off if you ever wanted to, or you wanted to remove the thing at one time. It'd be easier. So that's a possibility too. Use a union here. Again, this is the cover back on top of the frame. Again, I would not use this to haul the boat down the road with the cover on top, but you can secure the frame down. If you're going to go somewhere and drag the cover with you, then put it on after you get there. That is the completion of the video. I hope this helped your creative ideals. Thank you.